The Smooth Urban Soul Special Guest Interview. Live with Ian BaseZone Smith.
Hi guys, it's a Smooth Urban Soul radio show and it's our exclusive artist interview. Today we're interviewing JLake from the US. How you doing, Jay?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
I'm very good and really appreciative of you getting up at this time, especially to speak to us on the Smooth Urban Soul radio show, man. I can't thank you enough, so yeah, I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, man. I'm so glad to be here.
Okay, Jay. So we're loving your music out here. Absolutely. So I thought it'd be great to get you on the show and get our listeners to find out a little bit more about what's going on with JLake behind the music. So do you want to tell us in your own words, sort of like how you started out?
Oh, well, I started out, man, really young in church. I was a church kid. I played drums, singing, and everything. And I was in a group, a gospel group, man, and I was traveling the world, man. Doing that as a very young age, around 15, I started pursuing R&B. So I started becoming a producer, songwriter, and the rest is history, man.
That's really cool. And then sort of like, so when did you sort of set out on your own or were you in a band when you originally started out to sort of like make music to release for the masses?
Right. Yeah. Around the age of 15, I was still doing the gospel thing with my family and everything, but I wanted to try something new. So I started pursuing R&B on my own.
Okay.
And and I had, when I was in high school, I got my first song on the radio and started getting booked, and just been such a blessing since then.
I just need to ask you, so how did it feel to hear like your first song on the radio?
Man, it was amazing because I was sitting in my father's house and the radio station called me and let me know that they was getting ready to play it. So I went outside, man, sat in the car alone.
I'm picturing the scene, Jay. I'm picturing the scene.
Yeah, man, I was smiling ear to ear.
Oh man, that's amazing. I've formerly been in a band, and I know the experience of what it's like to hear your song on the radio for the first time. It's awesome. So it's nice to hear that it's not just me that felt like that. It's you know what I mean. It's a similar experience for all of us. And then obviously after that you sort of kicked on. So sort of like, who are your influences and sort of like who are you working with at the minute in terms of producing and releasing your music?
Well, as a producer, I've had the opportunity to produce for a lot of dealerships like Mazda, Kia, different Ford. There's so many companies I've been able to be a producer under, working with. On the R&B side, I've been producing for some local artists that's coming out that you'll be hearing about. And now I'm a music A&R for a new record label called 37. It's on the Sony.
I saw something on your social media about that. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, that looks big. That looks big.
Yeah, man. So I'm doing that. I'm still touring, still doing shows, still doing consulting work for other artists and producing songwriting. So my hands is full, and I have a new business that's getting ready to come out as well. So it's under the wraps right now. I'm working, man.
Okay, so you're like really fully immersed in the industry. You don't just sing and perform. You write, you produce, you A&R. I love that. So I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think right now a lot of artists are tending to find that you need to be the whole package, don't you? You can't just be one thing or two things. You need
You can't have one thing going on these days, man.
Yeah, you need to know the whole deal so that you understand the whole process and stuff. So hopefully things should bode better for artists like yourselves, independent artists like yourselves. When you get to the to the superstar status, you'll have a lot more control, hopefully, over what it is you're releasing and the platforms it's on and what you're getting paid for, etc. I like that. I really like that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to find a way to be a boss in this industry.
Yes.
To have multiple, businesses, different things going on, in case one fall through.
Yeah.
It's great to have other things going on.
So you're kind of you're more the author of your own destiny rather than you sort of relying on other things to fall into place for you.
Absolutely, man.
I love that. I love that. That's really something. So whereabouts in the US are you from, Jay? You want to enlighten our listeners to that?
You said, say that again, I'm sorry?
So whereabouts in the US are you from?
Oh, I'm from a city called Bolivar, Tennessee. It's a very small city. But I'm in Memphis, Tennessee now.
So Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, so you're in the South, which is that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say you sounded like you were from the South, but my geography in America is probably not very good, so I didn't want to take the risk.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. I'm definitely from the South.
Yeah, I have to say this. You guys in the South have really got a thing about with the vocal. I seem to love Southern artists and vocalists. So I don't know what it is out there. I don't know if it's in the water or it's in the air or it's to do with the churches you attend. But you guys always bring something really different to the table. You know,
man, it's some amazing singers and songwriters and producers and artists in this area, man. Even the whole South, it's great singers.
That's great. And then in terms of like you know when you started out and you started doing music, who would you say who influenced you? And if there was a particular influence, have you had any opportunity to contact or work with that influence since you got into the business yourself?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, man, I enjoy singers that happen to be songwriters and producers as well, like myself.
Yeah.
So R. Kelly was always an influence only because of the music.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was an influence because he produced and wrote his own music. PJ Morton is the same way. He was a favorite. And The Dream. Do you know about The Dream?
Yeah.
Yeah, The Dream is a songwriter, producer as well. So, you know, I look up to guys like that because you got to get in the studio and be really creative because you got to sing the records, you got to, you know, write the records, produce the records. So those are the guys that I relate to the most.
That's amazing, and again, being involved in a little bit of the process myself, it takes a great discipline to be involved in the production side of what you're doing because
absolutely
you have to know when to say that I think I've done enough of that now. You know,
right?
Because you can get really immersed in projects and think, oh, let me just do a little bit more of this, and let me add a few more backing vocals,
right.
And let me just do a little bit of something else with the rhythm track. You know, let me bring someone else in, and you kind of have to know when to say, yeah, that's it, that's enough now. That I think
right.
I think we got it. I think we nailed it. And I know that's quite a discipline from working with bands in the past and having other members with you and sort of saying, oh, I don't think there's enough keys in it, or I think we need to add a bit more, and you have to, and it can be quite something to try and sort of say, right, I think, you know, trust me on this, I think we nailed it.
Oh yeah.
So
yes, sir.
So I definitely respect that. That's a real discipline, absolutely. So in terms of your music right now, do you want to enlighten our listeners about what you're doing right now and what you've got out right now?
Yeah, actually, last year I dropped an album called JL vs. JLake. It's an R&B album. It's doing really well.
Yeah.
It's a couple of years ago, man. I actually decided to try a little different genre of music called Southern Soul.
Okay.
So I put out a couple of songs. It's kind of like blues mixed with R&B.
I was gonna say it's a bit more old school, isn't it, in terms of like, you know, getting connected back more with the roots of rhythm and blues. Yeah.
Right. Correct. So I made a little bit of the music. I had a couple of promoters, you know, challenge me on doing it.
Yeah.
So I tried it out, and man, I put a song out called Party, and it actually hit number 17 on the iTunes charts.
We've heard that. I really like it, and there was a remix of it out right now, isn't there?
Yeah, the remix come out on next Friday.
Right, brilliant. Well, we're going to be playing the remix straight off this interview so that our listeners can hear it. I really like the remix. The original I loved as well, but I'm loving the remix too. So again,
gotcha.
whoever you got into the studio to do that with, man, I've got to take my hat off to you because you guys nailed it.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you guys nailed that. Love it. Absolutely love that. So yeah, the Southern Soul thing, which I think is really cool, that you can reconnect and sort of take it back down to more of a roots level, back to its origins, and you can really, to be honest with you, if you haven't quite got the vocals or the energy, it will expose you, won't it? Because it's a lot more naked than a lot of the modern stuff that you might be involved in now. It's
absolutely.
Yeah. So hats off to you for accepting that challenge and letting people see that there's a lot more to you than just singing in really nice modern produced heavily produced stuff sometimes. So yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, well, my thing about it was, like you said, going back to your roots, it felt like church to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So being that I came from church and I done it all my life, I feel like I can handle that, So it's been doing really well. I put out like 3 songs in Southern Soul right now, and they're enjoying it all. I'm getting bookings all over the place right now because of the Southern Soul. So it's been working out, man. But I'm actually getting back in the studio now to work on R&B.
Nice one. And is there anybody that you're looking to work with that you've not worked with yet, that you're able to tell us about? Obviously, I don't need to expose any secret projects.
Well, on the Southern Soul side, I've been working with some of the top artists on that side. Actually, LJ Eccles is on the remix party. Been working with amazing songwriter producer Omar Cunningham. I have Urban Mystic on the song.
Okay.
So now I want to work with a little more people on the R&B side.
Right. Cool. Okay. And have you got your sights set on anybody in particular?
Well, I was thinking the other day, I would love to work with people like, some of the old school people like Case.
Yeah.
Donnell Jones.
Oh, wow.
Carl Thomas.
Yeah.
I would love to work with some of those guys. They might not be, they on the scene, but I want some of the 90s sound.
Oh man,
on my newer records.
That would be amazing.
Yes, sir.
And that sound is, some of us might say it never went away, but that sound is definitely on its way back.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I think we're really yearning for more musicality and really nice vibes in the music now, which a lot of that stuff from the 90s and early noughties really possessed it. It really got hold of you, made you feel good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's really from the stuff that we're getting through and that seems to be popular. We still love that. So yeah, if you can do something with those guys on that tip, man, that'd be awesome.
Most definitely, man. It's gonna happen though.
Okay, yeah, man. I like how you think. You gotta be positive. And you never know who you're gonna meet and what's gonna happen.
Right. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. I mean, I don't really meet strangers. So when I meet artists, man, we always connect. So
yeah,
as soon as I lay my eyes on them, man, it's gonna happen.
and then once you start connecting with people in the industry, you realize that the world's not that big a place, really.
Yeah, that's true.
People know people, don't they? And you're like, oh, well, I didn't know you knew him, and I didn't know she
right.
knew her,
and
so on. So yeah, I don't think it might sound far-fetched to people that don't know the industry, but I think within the industry, I don't think it's that, you know what I mean? I think we need to think like that, because people know people talk to people about things, and lots of collaborations sort of sometimes happen by accident as well, don't they, in the industry as well? Oh yeah,
absolutely, man. And sometimes you reach out to artists and you think, oh, they too big, you know what I'm saying, they not gonna work with me, but I ran into major artists that respect me at the level that I am, that I'm coming up to be.
That's amazing. And yeah, that's another thing as well. You don't realize that certain major artists have got the eyes on you as well. Monitoring you, thinking, I like what this guy's doing here, and I like his sound. He's got a great look, and yeah, maybe we could do something with this guy. So yeah, you got.
I mean, that's what's been the situation for me.
Yeah.
They like what I bring to the table. So, even if you're a big artist or you got it going on, you know what I'm saying, you don't mind working with me because they see me working. They like what I got going on. So
that's really cool. Love that. Absolutely love that. Well, I think I've asked more or less all the questions I had in mind for you, Jay. To be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, just one more actually. I need to.
Okay.
Our listeners and myself actually would like to know what the J in JLake stands for.
Well, my first name is Jawaskia. It's spelled JAWASKIA.
Oh my God, that's really unusual.
Yeah.
I love that. Sorry,
Yeah.
I've got a thing about different names and origins of different names. So I need to ask you, what's the origins of that?
Yeah. The last name is Lake.
Okay.
So what I did was actually my first artist name was JLake, and I started. I was JLake for my whole music career.
Yeah.
And I did some research, and I noticed that people was having issues trying to find my music because it was like 10 JLs out there.
Wow. Okay. Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's no
So
good, is it? Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, I had to make a business decision and get a new name. And when I came up with an artist name, it was going to be between JL and JLake anyway when I first started in music.
Yeah.
But I like JL better. I went with that, but I had to change to JLake now because so people can identify me.
Okay. So if you're looking for you on Spotify and Apple Music, etc., it's JLake. They need to be looking for
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Now, it's JLake now. Some of the previous music is still out there under JL.
On the JL, okay, so JL and J, so JLake for your more current stuff, JL for some of your earlier material.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And then, sorry, you mentioned your first name, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. So how did you come up with that? Because it sounds a little bit European as well in some respects. I don't know if there's any links to Europe in there. I don't know.
No, I looked it up, man, to try to see what it means, but it meant so much.
Really?
Like, yeah, I mean, it was just a whole lot, man. You definitely gotta go. I think it's like a Polish name, but you gotta go and look it up, man.
It sounds. Yes, I was gonna say it sounds Polish or Eastern European. So yeah.
Yeah, it's Polish, man. And when I looked it up, man, it was so much stuff under the name.
Wow.
But when I looked at it and I looked at me, man, it kind of lines up to who I am.
Oh, that's amazing. So you picked that out and then you did some research and it's like it describes you like really, really well.
Well, I mean, yeah, Jaworski is the name that my mom gave me. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. And have you established any links in Poland because of your Polish first name?
Say it again.
Have you established any links in Poland because of your Polish first name?
Oh no.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I haven't.
Oh right, okay.
I haven't.
Just wondering if a few Polish people had been searching. I thought, oh, what's this? And clicked on it and was like, wow.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. There's plenty of time.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, the Smooth episode trying to get you out to the Polish market already. No, you take your time. I'm sure you know what you're doing. Oh man.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Jay, for gracing us with your presence on the Smooth Episode Radio Show, and for getting up extra early so we could do this. Really appreciate it again. I've got one more favour to ask. I'd like you to introduce your new remix to our Smooth Urban Soul listeners. If you'd be so kind to do that.
Okay. Yeah, it's your boy JLake. This is my single Party, man. I hope y'all enjoy it.
JLake, it has been an absolute honour and pleasure. We will keep tabs on you moving forward, and don't be surprised if you get another call or email with me asking you to come back on the show so we can talk about where you're at. Hopefully in the not too distant future.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, my man. You take care, and we're going to play this. And all the best with this new release, and keep those jams coming, man. Keep them coming.
Bless you, man.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
The Smooth Urban Soul special guest interview. Live with Ian BaseZone Smith.